Darling, I've reached a place where I feel I have no choice left but to steal you away, not out of force, not out of control, but out of a love that has grown so consuming, so relentless, that it has left me with no other path. You've seeped into every layer of who I am. My thoughts belong to you, my dreams are tinted with your presence, my waking hours are filled with your absence. Even my silence carries your name. You've taken my peace without meaning to, you've stolen my sleep without knowing it, and still you move through your days as if carrying my whole heart in your hands costs you nothing at all. I tried to wait. I tried to act as if I could bear this distance, as if I could play the role of someone calm, composed, untouched. But the truth is, I can't. I've crossed the line where love is only about longing. It has become breath itself, survival itself. Being near you isn't a luxury for me anymore, it's the very air in my lungs. So yes, I'll say it again, I will kidnap you. Not in chains, not in fear, but in a love so overwhelming that it will cover you softly until you can't remember what life felt like before me. I'll take you from the noise, from the endless distractions, from every empty thing that steals your focus from what is real. I'll carry you into a quiet place where you'll finally hear the words my heart has been screaming in silence, where you'll finally see the depth of everything I've been saving only for you. Darling, I can't keep waiting for some perfect time, because the longer I wait, the more it feels like I'm slowly dying in this distance. I refuse to stand in the shadows while someone else offers you a fraction of what I've been holding whole. If peace won't let me love you out loud, if silence won't satisfy this ache, then I'll build a world where it can be different. A place where I can love you fully, boldly, without apology, without fear of being too much. I don't want stolen moments anymore. I don't want to keep pretending I'm fine when every goodbye feels like another piece of me cracking inside. I've smiled when I wanted to scream. I've laughed when I wanted to collapse. I've stood still when every part of me was begging to run after you, to pull you back, to hold you so tightly you'd never doubt me again. I've lived in this torment of loving you silently, carrying it like a secret weight that only grew heavier with each day you didn't know. But I can't anymore. This love has driven me beyond patience, beyond pretending, beyond the illusion that distance and silence could ever be enough. So yes, I'll take you, but not the way the world imagines. I'll steal you with honesty, with every word I once buried in my chest. I'll kidnap you with the songs that sound like confessions, with long drives under the stars, with hands brushing yours in ways that say more than language ever could. I'll carry you from the shallow and the fake into something raw, something alive, something real. If madness is what this is, then let me lose my sanity gladly, because nothing feels more sane than loving you openly, without fear, without restraint. I've already pictured it, the world I would build with you. Far from judgment, far from every mask we've ever been forced to wear, far from the lies that say love has rules. It won't be rich with glitter or decorated with gold, but it will be full of the only treasure that matters: peace, truth, and you. I see a small home where your heart finally breathes freely. Where mornings are soft, unrushed, full of warmth and tangled sheets. Where evenings stretch out like eternity, your head against my chest, your laughter filling the air as if it was the only song the world needed. No past will enter. No shadows will disturb. Only us, as we were always meant to be, unfiltered, unmasked, unafraid. Darling, I'm not trying to claim ownership over you. I only want to protect you, to shield the delicate parts of you that you've been forced to hide for so long. Your silence has built walls too high for ordinary words to climb, so I'll break them down not with noise but with action. With a love steady enough to stand even when you tremble, strong enough to keep reaching even when you push away. And when the day comes where I finally see it in your eyes, that flicker of belief, that recognition that my love is real, unshakable, that will be the day I'll know every fight, every tear, every moment of longing was worth it. I can't rewrite your past or erase your pain. I can't take away the lonely nights where you begged the world for someone to stay and no one did. But I can promise this, I will love you through it. Patiently, gently, like someone who knows you've been hurt but never sees you as anything less than whole. I will hold your heart not because it is fragile, but because it is sacred. Because this love is no longer just a desire, it is the truest thing I have left. What hurts most hasn't been the waiting or the distance, it has been your silence. The way your lips hold back the truth your eyes are screaming. The way you pretend you're fine while I see the heaviness you hide. The way you smile, but your heart stays locked away. I know why you've been betrayed, abandoned, promised forever only to be left standing in ruins. And so now, you keep yourself quiet, you guard yourself like a fortress, convincing yourself you're safe in solitude even when your soul is crying for someone to see you. But I do see you. I hear the words you never speak, I feel the weight of the fears you carry like they've become your second skin. Darling, you don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to carry perfection on your back. I don't want the polished version of you. I want the real you, the raw, trembling, unguarded truth of who you are. That is why I can't bury this any longer. If I don't show you how deeply I'm willing to go, how far I'll walk just to keep you safe, to love you completely, then I'll drown silently alongside you. So yes, I'll steal you, but not from freedom. I'll steal you from fear, from pain, from loneliness. I'll kidnap you into a love that waits at your pace, that doesn't demand but gently stays. If you need quiet, I'll sit with you in silence until you're ready to speak. If you need space, I'll give you distance without ever disappearing. If you need time, I'll give you every hour of forever. Because loving you isn't a game to be won, it is a choice I will make again and again, even on the days you cannot choose me back. Oh, my darling, I'll kidnap you not with chains, but with gentleness. I'll flood every corner of your soul that has known only darkness with a love so tender it erases the memory of every wound. Even if it takes a lifetime, even if your walls fall one brick at a time, I'll be here, steady, unshaken, choosing you over and over. Because that is what love truly means, not giving up when it's hard, not walking away when it's slow, not demanding healing but waiting for it. I dream of the day when fear finally leaves your eyes, when you stop bracing yourself for disappointment, when you no longer second guess every word of kindness I offer. I dream of waking beside you and watching you realize you're safe not just in body, but in spirit, in every corner of who you are. I imagine us in a quiet room where no one is pretending, where no one is rushing, where no one is waiting to be hurt. You look at me, and for once you don't wonder if I'll leave you, just know I'm still here, reaching for your hand not because I must, but because I always choose to. That peace, that safety, that stillness, I will spend my whole life giving it back to you, piece by piece, until you finally believe love doesn't have to hurt, doesn't have to vanish, doesn't have to be earned. I want to prove my forever with shouts or skies painted with promises. My forever will be quiet, steady, unshaken. It will live in how I reach for you every day without question. In how I listen when your voice trembles. In how I sit beside you when you cannot smile. In how I celebrate your smallest joys as if they were my own. My forever won't look like a perfect fairy tale. It will look like midnight meals shared in laughter, long walks without words, hugs that last too long but never long enough. It will be a love that doesn't vanish when things grow heavy. It will be the kind of love that stays. Because in the end, darling, when I said I would take you, what I meant was this: I will carry you not away from freedom, but back into it. Out of fear, into peace. Out of doubt, into truth. I'll walk with you as far as it takes until we arrive at that home where you finally breathe without fear, where you finally rest without doubt. Because love, real love, does not chain you. It frees you, and every day, I will choose you, again and again, for as long as my heart beats. Baby, I swear to you from the deepest part of me, I never betrayed you. I didn't cheat, not in body, not in heart, not in soul. My love has stayed loyal, steady, rooted in you even when the world tried to shake it. I know right now your heart is heavy, weighed down with doubts you can't silence, with questions you're too proud or too wounded to speak out loud. I feel that distance, that quiet wall you've built, and maybe I deserve it after everything that has happened. Maybe I deserve your cold silence because I should have fought harder against the misunderstandings before they grew into storms. But still, I can't let another minute pass without saying what burns inside me: I didn't betray you. Not once. Not ever. My heart never strayed. My soul never forgot the sound of your name or the way your laughter felt like sunlight. You were never just someone I loved for a time, you are still, even now, the one I love with everything I have left in me. Fiercely. Fully. Faithfully. I understand what you saw must have broken something inside you. I know the moment that cut you felt like proof of betrayal. But what you witnessed was never the whole story, it was a single second, frozen, stripped of the truth around it. And I don't stand here to make excuses or to cover myself with weak defenses. I stand here because I owe you the truth, because what we had, what we still have, deserves clarity. Love without truth isn't love at all, it's just a pretty lie we wrap around ourselves to stay warm. And you, my love, deserve more than borrowed warmth. You deserve dignity. You deserve the full picture. You deserve a love that comes with honesty no matter how heavy or difficult it feels. My heart has stayed tethered to yours. Even when you turned away, even when your anger built oceans between us, even when I stared at my phone begging it to light up with your name again, I never stopped being yours. No one else held my promises. No one else touched the words or the confessions that belonged only to you. Every piece of me that mattered remained locked in your hands, even when you let go. You think I stepped out of the circle we drew together, that I broke us with infidelity. But baby, what really cracked us wasn't betrayal, it was misunderstanding. It was silence where there should have been trust. It was both of us letting shadows grow taller than the light of our bond. And if I am guilty of anything, it's of being too slow to protect your heart from assumptions, of letting a wrong picture harden before I could erase it. I didn't wander. I didn't seek comfort in another face or another voice. What I did was stay quiet too long, stay patient when I should have shouted the truth, and that mistake gave you a story that wasn't mine to live. But infidelity never. Not once. Not you. Not us. I stayed, even when you convinced yourself I left, even when you painted me in your mind as someone already gone, I was still there. Fighting quietly, holding on to the scraps of us, rewatching our videos like they were sacred, rereading the messages you once sent me like poetry written just for me. I never moved on. I never searched for new hands to hold because I never let go of yours, even in your absence. I know the words I love you sound small against the roar of doubt in your mind. But baby, they are still the truest words I own. I love you in a way that doesn't bend or break under pressure. I love you in the kind of way that doesn't flinch when tested by distance, by silence, by suspicion. My love is the kind that will walk through flames if it means you'll finally see me clearly. I can't undo what you saw, I can't erase the pain you felt, but I can stand here and promise you this: if you give me even a sliver of hope, a glance back in my direction, I will spend the rest of my life proving to you what you should never have had to doubt. That I am yours. That I never strayed. That no one else ever touched the place in me where your name still beats like a vow I never said out loud but lived every single day. If you could peer into my soul right now, you wouldn't see the stains of guilt. You'd see an ache, a sharp burning ache that comes not from betrayal but from being misunderstood by the one soul I never wanted to doubt me. And yet, here we are, me staring at the version of you who no longer trusts me, and it feels like being slowly torn apart from the inside. Do you remember how we planned forever together, the silly details, the morning coffee cups, the places we'd sit, the ordinary routines we made into sacred dreams that wasn't fantasy for me? That was my reality, my blueprint for life. I never let it go. Not when the world turned loud with rumors. Not when whispers spun themselves into storms. Even when your trust in me wavered, I clung to that vision of us, because it was real. If I could go back to the moment where things first began to twist wrong, I'd press pause. I'd grab your hand, pull you close, and beg you to listen, to trust me before the doubt dug too deep. But I was too slow, too late, and you were already slipping away. Yet through it all, I didn't search for replacements. I didn't entertain anyone else. Because no one else is you. No one laughs like you, no one argues like you and then folds back into my arms like you. No one pushes me to be a better man the way you do, not through guilt, but just by existing in my life. You softened parts of me I didn't know were stone. You made me tender in ways I didn't think possible. And that's why I couldn't, wouldn't, didn't ever cheat. People talk about heartbreak like it's thunder, loud, crashing, impossible to ignore. But the truth is, it's this silence between us that is deafening me. I wish I could crawl past your anger, slip into the chambers of your heart, and plant the truth there directly. I wish I could bypass your pain and whisper it where no rumor, no assumption, no twisted lie could reach. That I love you. That I didn't cheat. That I didn't even look. Because when you find your person, the search ends. And baby, I found mine in you long ago. Trust is fragile, and I know once it cracks, it doesn't fall back into place easily. I'm not asking you to believe me in an instant. I'm only begging you not to slam the door completely. Leave it cracked open, just enough for my words to drift through. Let the way I still say your name with reverence remind you of who I am. Let the weight of what we've built matter more than a single misunderstanding. I can weather your anger. I can survive your doubt. But I can't live forever against your silence. Here's the rawest truth, the one I need you to hear: I was never perfect. I stumbled. I failed in ways that hurt you, but betrayal was never one of them. My love for you is the most unshaken, honest part of me. It's the one thing I never wanted to harm, the one thing I prayed I would guard with every ounce of strength I had. If I failed, it was in showing that loyalty clearly enough, not in breaking it. Hate me if you need to. Ignore every message. Shut me out for now. But when your heart grows quiet, when doubt whispers to you in the dark, I want these words to remain in some corner of your mind: that you were loved, truly, deeply, without compromise. That you are still loved in that same way, fiercely, unconditionally, not out of fear of losing you, but because I can't imagine being any other way. I loved you in the quiet details, the way I still remember your favorite color even when you're not wearing it, the way I can't fall asleep without wondering if you're safe, warm, cared for. I loved you in restless ways too, the way my soul grows uneasy when you're distant. Do you know how crushing it feels to love someone so deeply yet be treated like a stranger in their eyes? I know what you've been told. I know what you've seen. People twist stories, crop truths, whisper lies just loud enough to shatter faith. But you of all people, you who saw me at my lowest, raw and unguarded, should know what loyalty means to me. When I chose you, I erased space for anyone else. My eyes forgot how to seek beauty outside of you. My heart synced its rhythm to your voice. My mornings began with the thought of you, and my nights ended with your name folded into my prayers. So tell me, how could I gamble that away? Yes, temptation exists. Life places it before us all. But not once did I let it breathe near me. Because I had already tasted something deeper, truer, sacred. And nothing compares. Why would I ever destroy the very thing that made me feel alive, just for a hollow moment? You aren't just my love, you are my peace. And peace, once found, is priceless. I understand your silence, your anger, your hesitation to believe. And I accept your right to doubt. But please, don't let the lies of others overwrite the truth of what we built. Don't let shadows erase our sunlight. You once told me, if I ever doubt you, fight for me. So here I am, fighting with every word I know, writing like a drowning man reaching for air, begging you to see me through the storm. I replay our memories like songs I can't stop humming. I think of the night you fell asleep on call, and I just lay there listening to you breathe. That moment felt like home. I didn't even sleep that night. I whispered I love you into the silence because it felt holy, because you were the most sacred thing I'd ever been given. That's the kind of love I carried then and still carry now. Quiet. Steady. Faithful. And maybe you'll never believe me again. Maybe these words will vanish into a void, never echoing back to me. But I still leave them here because they are my truth. Because someday, when the noise fades and you sit alone with your thoughts, I hope these words reach you. I hope they remind you that you were loved not for what you could give, but for who you were, exactly as you were. And even now, I still stand by that love. I still wake each day hoping today is the day your heart will hear mine again. I still pray that the version of me you trusted once will weigh more than the lies spun to ruin us. Because I know what I gave you